If you're someone who wants to live close to the financial hub of Toronto, then this video is for you. In today's video, we're going to talk about top condo buildings on Bay Street corridor. This video is part of an ongoing series with Tom Story where we discuss best condo buildings in different parts of the city. So if you get any value out of this content, please hit the like button. Also, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you got any questions about real estate, you can book a call with us by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. Now enjoy the video.
Bay Street corridor is our area of focus for today. After we did the Fort York video, I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit of history of the Bay Street corridor before we go into the buildings as well. But before I do that, give me your general sense of this area. You know, who are you finding for your clients, then people that we're working with? Who's going to this area?
Students and working professionals both, especially because it's on Bay Street. So a lot of law firms are on Bay Street. As you said, it's close to the financial hub. So that's why we're seeing a lot of working professionals, students, and also I see a few here and there downsizers too, because Bay Street is quite opposite to Yonge Street, just south of Wellesley or north of Gerrard. In that section, it is way different. When I say way different, in a positive way, because it's much nicer as opposed to Yonge Street and more, I would say, better overall in my opinion. Yes.
And some of these areas we're going to talk about too, like you're very much walking distance to Yorkville, but the price points are significantly different than what you're going to find in that, Yorkville pocket specifically. And you're right. Yeah. I met several sellers over the years that are retired, that downsize from bigger house, and they've chosen these kind of older, bigger floor plan condo buildings in the Bay Street corridor area. So here's a quick history of the Bay Street corridor. It runs from Bloor Street North to Front Street South, cutting through Yorkville, College Park, and the Financial District. Historically, Bay Street was Toronto's financial backbone. Really think of it as Canada's Wall Street. By the late 1980s and 1990s, though, it transformed into one of the densest residential neighborhoods in all of Canada. Today, the Bay Street corridor is known for young professionals, students, and investment real estate. It's close to U of T, TMU, formerly Ryerson, hospitals, and the Financial District. Basically, right now, if you walk down Bay Street, what you're going to see is tall glass towers, corporate feel, very high density, and also some of the iconic older condos that really kicked off the downtown condo boom before it was cool. All right, Amrit, now that we've got the history down, give me your first condo that is your favorite in the Bay Street corridor area.
The favorite condo building on Bay Street corridor for me is 763 Bay Street and 761 Bay Street, also called College Park Condos. It's located just off of College and Bay Street. It is a solid location. You've got a college subway station next door. There's a metro, grocery store, and if you want to run any errands, there is dollar stores. There's lots going on, and at the same time, it is safe too. Like you don't see. You see chaos, but in a good way, I would say, and it's not a dangerous chaos. That's the way I'll put it. These both buildings are good. They built, if I'm not wrong, they were built in 2007 or 2008. It's a high rise. It's about like 51 floors, but again, this building is managed well, so you don't see elevators going down on a regular basis. And also, they have separate elevators for high rise units and for low rise units, so that segregation helps in some capacity. And I recently saw one bedroom selling for about like mid 500. So which is not bad for this location. And the maintenance fees includes everything. Maintenance fees close to $1 per square foot. And I've had a few clients living in this building. They've had good things to say about this building.
Yeah, the residents of College Park would definitely be one of my buildings as well. In fact, it's this interesting sweet spot because you've got these like late 80s, early 90s buildings with bigger floor plans than this building, but they're super outdated now unless they were updated. And then you've got this building that's like, between 2006 and 2008 is when it really came to the market. So it's like, it's not new, but it's not that old. And it kind of fits that middle ground. It's well managed. You're right. The fees are not that bad considering that they include everything. And there's some very, very large size condos that you can buy in that building. So I'm definitely on the same page with you for the residents of College Park 1 and 2. I think those are great buildings. My next building is going to be the Polo Club, 1055 Bay Street. I've always liked this building. We're finding a trend in these videos where I just pick the old condos because I've been so outspoken about pre-construction the last 5 years. I'm like, the old stuff's better. But this was an original building on Bay Street. So I think the date on this, let me just look at my notes, 1987. was when this was built.
Yeah.
This was Tridel, original Tridel.
Yeah.
Great location. Still to this day, you can get massive units in there. You can get 500 square foot units. The maintenance fees include everything. And at least up to the last time I checked, like even like I think basic cable is still included in there and internet. So
do people still use it?
Well, it's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to ask. Let us know in the comments if you live in these buildings, if you're using it. But I've had, close friends of mine that rented in that building a long, long time ago. I spent a lot of time in that neighborhood, and I really, really like it. You drive by it from the outside, and you like, whatever, like this doesn't look like anything. And then you go in and you see the units, and if they haven't been renoed, you're still going to have like the really outdated like kitchens and carpets and stuff like that. But over time, people have upgraded a lot of these units, and location wise, what you're getting a front desk that takes their job very, very seriously. That's why this building would be on my list. What's next for you?
Next up is 1000 Bay or 57 St. Joseph Street. It's just off of St. Joseph and Bay. I think this is one of the closest building, closest to UFD. Nothing comes close, and nothing comes close as compared to this building. So I see a lot of students in this building, but overall, again, it's a well-managed building. I've had clients reaching out to me who wants to buy a condo for their student child for like 3 years or 4 years, whatnot. So they tend to like this building. It's by Crestford. They're well-known developer in the city, built in 2016. It's not too old, and the layouts are pretty functional in the building, and overall, it's a good spot in my opinion. And condos in this building, although they sell at a slightly higher price point, just north of $1,000 per square foot, and maintenance fees hovers about 80 to 90 cents per square foot, so which is not bad.
I would guess for that building though, because of 2016 and the fact how close it is to U of T, you're probably getting a lot of investors and renters in that building. Is that just fair because of how close it is to the university?
That's correct. And also a lot of renters, they want some peace of mind, so they want to be in a rent control building. This is one of those, newer-ish, and it's a rent control building. So that's why this building tends to attract a lot of renters too. Yeah.
That's a good point. I guess like the 2015 to mid 2018 buildings would be that like still kind of new, but under rent control that people might want to focus on, right?
Yep.
Next up for me is just going to be the sister building to the first one I brought up. So we're talking about Polo Club number 2, and that is 44 St. Joseph. Same thing. It's kind of tucked away. It tucked away there. Solid units. All the things I said about Polo Club 1 and 1055 Bay are very similar to 44 St. Joseph. Solid building, great area. You can still walk to everything. It's really, really good. And people just don't really consider it because they see the listings and the age of the building and they're like, it's kind of outdated. Like there's some really nice units in that building that I have been in and seen with my very own eyes. So that's one that if I'm looking at all those buildings around there, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in a building just filled with student rentals because, I'm going to raise my family here. I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to pay a crazy premium for something brand new, right?
Yeah.
And I want something solid. I know what I'm going to get that's well run, that has a good front desk. These are why I would at least consider these buildings. Like go in and look at them and think like, am I getting a better floor plan for a better price? And could I do some upgrades to it?
Yeah.
And it would still probably be cheaper than buying something in one of the newer buildings, right? So that's why I like these buildings and why I wanted to bring them up in this video.
That makes sense, yeah.
What's next for you?
Next up, I'm going to go south on Bay Street. That is, we're going to go to Bay and Grenville. That is the building we're going to talk about is 38 Grenville. Built, if I see my notes, it's built in 2009, 38th story building. It tends to attract a lot of working professionals as opposed to students. This building is one of those. Functional layouts and the maintenance fees reasonable is of 80 to 90 cents per square foot. And mainly the location is solid. It's Grenville and Bay Street. You can't go wrong with that location. And overall, solid building in my opinion. And the price, you can find condos at a reasonable price point, about like maybe at high 800s to at some point $950 per square foot, but depends from unit to unit at what exposure you're looking into. And it's just off of the Toronto police headquarters, so you're pretty safe out there.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good thing to know. Maybe people won't want that though. We'll see.
Maybe.
My next on the list is 11 St. Joseph. Do you know this building?
Yeah, it's an old one, right? This is super old
so
one.
It's not that old. It's like you kind of think that, and units don't come up there that often. It's 2004, right at the corner there. And it was a conversion in 2004, and there's like under 200 units. So it's not like a massive
Right.
skyscraper or anything. I've just had personal experiences where I've been in that building enough over the years and kind of like nobody talks about it. It's just there, and it's not like a well-known one in the area. But floor plans are pretty decent. I'm not aware of any like major red flags with that building. And I kind of like the buildings that are a little bit tucked away and you can walk by and not really know it's there. So that's one I kind of wanted to throw my hat in the ring for that building, talk about this area, because I think it's just one that people don't really know about.
Next up, I'm going to throw a couple of buildings here. That is U Condos. It's a high-rise condo building. It's a 65 St. Mary Street and 1080 Bay Street. Again, high-rise. I think it's pretty, like, they're overpriced in my opinion, but at the same time you do get some working professional, and as well as you do get a lot of students in that building. And just beside that, there's one more building. It's a luxury building called 77 Charles Street West.
Beautiful.
That's it's a very good building, but again, at the same time, very expensive. But these are the two bonus buildings I just wanted to mention in today's video.
If you have $3 million to spend on a condo, you should look at 77 Charles Street West, because it is stunning. That building is like high end. It's so nice. But obviously the price points to enter that building are extremely high, right? I would just throw in one more. I'm just going to go with the trend that I've been doing. So 1001 Bay, right? 1990 build. You walk into it, you look like you're going to an old like Bank Plaza kind of. Like that's kind of like how it looks. Yeah. But same thing, all the reasons I've said for the other buildings. You can get really, really good floor plans, huge floor plans. If you reno them, you can make them amazing in a building that location-wise, like we think about this, and even going back to like when we interviewed Brad Lamb on the podcast like 2 years ago, he was like, what do you notice about the older buildings? They're all located the best. Because they got in first. They were the first to be built, right? So like they're on the big corners or on the main intersections of the city, and that's why I'd throw that one in as well. But that's my final building. Anything that any others you want to add, or is that everything for you?
That's pretty much for Bay Street. Yeah.
Well, let us know in the comments if you live in this area, if you have friends that live in this area, family, and there's a building we didn't talk about or we did talk about but you haven't had the greatest experience. Please let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Also, let us know what area do you want us to do next. We'll see you next week.